TPCP state partners will need to know how to create a custom report. I'll show you how we created the 2011 sample completed report that you have in your reports list, and you can use the same method to create your own custom report. We created an initial report for you, which you'll find in your reports list. Click on its title to open it. The initial report only has one objective: program sustainability. First, let's add some items to this objective. When you put your mouse over the objective title, the View and Edit buttons will appear. Put your mouse over the Edit button and then click on the Add Strategy button. We'll give our strategy a title. To use the naming convention that we see in the 2011 Sample Completed report, we'll start the title with a number. Let's call this strategy Outreach and Education to Key Local and State Leaders. Now let's add some activities to our strategy. We'll use the same method that we used to create the strategy. Put your mouse over the title of the item that you want to add something to, in this case, a strategy. Then hover over the Edit button, and then click Add Activity. Let's give our activity a title. Again, we'll use the numbering convention and call this activity 1.1, Conduct Personal Meetings or Visits to Provide Education and Resources. And there's an input box below any element's title that allows us to add a description to the element. I'll add a description to show you what that looks like. Now let's add some fields to the activity. Put your mouse over the Edit button and then click the Add Field button. Let's add a date field first. Click the Date button. Now the date field has been added to our activity. Let's add a field we can use to specify a list of meeting attendees. We'll use a text field for this. We'll give our field a name, Meeting Attendees. Now let's add a field to use for the description of the results of this meeting. For this, we'll use a long text field. Now we'll add an attachments field and a keywords field. Okay, looks good. Let's save our activity. Now we could add another blank activity using the same method we just used, but the next one has similar fields to the one we already created, so let's just duplicate it. Put your mouse over the title of the original, then over the Edit button, and then click the Duplicate button. Okay, let's edit our new duplicate activity and change the title to 1.2, Write Letters to Policymakers, Business Leaders, and Other Key Audiences. And we'll update our description. Now let's change our fields to be appropriate for writing a letter rather than having a meeting. We'll change the title of our date field, and the meeting attendees will become author of letter. And we'll add another text field so that we can specify the recipient. Now we may not hear back from our recipient, so let's add, if any, to our results field. And we'll change our attachments field title to attached letter. Now let's save our new activity. You can rearrange your report elements by clicking and dragging them. You can also rearrange your fields, but the fields on the left must stay on the left, and the ones on the right must stay on the right. You can use this method of duplicating and modifying to save time as you create your report. Let's duplicate this whole objective and call it Tobacco Control Policy. Again, we can reorder any elements, and we can also delete them. Remember to use the feedback button at the top of the page if you are experiencing any issues or if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.